The wind rustled gently through the trees, and the graveyard sat quiet beneath the heavy gray sky, except for one small figure. Day after day, through snow and rain, she came. A frail, aging dog with fur now matted and fading, sat beside a headstone, unmoving, unwavering. For 7 long years she had waited, watched, and wept in silence. But today someone new was watching her. The story of this dog, this miracle of loyalty, didn't begin here, though. It began in a small house on the edge of town, years ago, when she was just a pup and her name was Bella. Bella was the kind of dog that made a house feel alive. She'd greet her owner, Marlene, with a happy bark and a wild wag of her tail every day at the door. Marlene, a quiet woman in her late 60s, had rescued Bella from a shelter when no one else would. They were 2 souls in need of companionship, and together they healed. Neighbors often saw them walking slowly through the park, Marlene with her cane, Bella trotting proudly beside her like a furry bodyguard. Rain or shine, they were together. Bella would rest her head on Marlene's lap while she read books by the fire. At night, they'd fall asleep side by side, Bella curled at Marlene's feet, peaceful and safe. But time as always moved forward. Marlene's health began to fail. The neighbors noticed she wasn't going out as much. The mail stayed in the box longer. When a kind neighbor checked in, it was already too late. Marlene had passed away quietly in her sleep. Bella curled beside her, unmoving, until the paramedics arrived. Bella was taken away that day, confused and crying. She was placed in a foster home, kind but unfamiliar. But she didn't stay long. 2 days later, she was gone. Nobody knew how she found the cemetery. Marlene had no children, and the burial was small. No fanfare, no newspaper announcements. But Bella found it. She sniffed her way through town, across traffic and fields, and she made it to the grave. And then she never left. At first, people thought she was a stray. Groundskeepers tried to chase her off, but she kept coming back. She wouldn't eat unless the food was set by the headstone. Wouldn't sleep unless her body was curled beside the granite marker that bore Marlene's name. Eventually, they gave up trying to move her. The cemetery staff left water bowls. One man even started bringing fresh blankets when winter came. Word spread. Visitors came to see the grieving dog who refused to move on. "She's still waiting," one elderly woman whispered, placing a rose beside the grave. "She still believes her friend will return." Bella grew older. Her walks around the grave slowed. Her bark, once strong, faded to a whisper. But she stayed, until one day, a young girl named Lily visited the cemetery with her grandfather. "Why is that dog just lying there?" Lily asked. "That's Bella," the old man said. "She's been there since before you were born." That was her person's grave. Lily knelt beside the dog, her little fingers brushing Bella's frail fur. "She's lonely." Bella opened one eye. For a moment, just a flicker, she lifted her head. And that was the moment everything began to change. Bella's breathing was labored now. Her bones ached, and time had taken its toll. But for the first time in years, she saw something new. A child's innocent kindness, a warmth she hadn't felt since Marlene. Lily came back the next day, and the day after that. Each time, she'd sit beside Bella, reading stories, singing softly, sometimes crying. "Why won't she come home?" Lily asked one day. "Because," her grandfather said gently, "sometimes love is too strong to let go." The days grew colder, and the clouds threatened snow. Bella's body had grown too weak to stand some days. But she still waited, still listened. One morning, Lily arrived with something in her arms. Bella's old leash, found in a donation bin by chance. As she clipped it gently to Bella's collar, tears filled her eyes. "Let me take you home," she whispered. Bella didn't resist. But as they walked slowly from the grave, the old dog stopped once more. She turned back to the stone that bore Marlene's name. She gave one soft bark, then pressed her nose to the earth. And then she walked forward. What happened next would change everything, and leave an entire town in tears. Lily named her Bella too. It was strange, her parents said. Strange that an old, weathered dog would bond so quickly with a child. But perhaps it wasn't strange at all. Perhaps it was destiny giving Bella a second chance. In the beginning, Bella barely moved. She'd sleep by the fireplace, her ribs rising and falling slowly with each breath. Lily would wrap a blanket around her and whisper, "I'm here now. You don't have to wait anymore." Days passed. Weeks turned into months. Bella began to stir more, wag her tail slightly when Lily came home from school. She started to eat from her bowl with a little more energy. She even tried barking again, croaky and soft, but a bark nonetheless. But the truth was, Bella was very old. Her paws trembled when she walked, and her eyesight had dimmed. Still, something inside her came alive again, something that had died when Marlene did. One morning, Lily took Bella to the park. "She hasn't been here in years," said the old man who maintained the grounds. "I remember. She used to walk here with a woman, a long time ago." Bella sniffed the grass, the benches, the worn path beneath her paws. Then she stopped beneath a tree, one Marlene had always paused under to rest, and looked up. Tears welled in Lily's eyes. She could almost imagine Marlene sitting there, cane in hand, smiling at the two of them. That night, something changed. Bella stood at Lily's bedroom door, waiting. Lily helped her into bed, and the old dog curled up close. Closer than ever before. Her breathing was slow, peaceful, her eyes heavy. "I love you," Lily whispered, hugging her. Bella licked her hand. Morning came. Sunlight streamed through the window, golden and soft. But Bella didn't move. She had passed in the night, in the arms of the child who had loved her just enough to let her go. Lily's cries echoed through the house, her heart broken, but full of gratitude. "She waited for so long," she said. And then she let go. They buried Bella beside Marlene. The cemetery was quiet, but the grave now had two names. One on a headstone, one in a small wooden marker, lovingly painted by Lily's hand. Bella, the dog who waited. People came from far away to visit them. Journalists wrote about Bella's story. Artists painted her resting place. And children left notes, drawings, and flowers. But none of them knew the full story. None of them saw the dreams Lily began to have. Dreams of a quiet woman with silver hair walking a young girl, and an old dog through golden fields. Dreams where Bella ran again, tail wagging, tongue out, healthy and free. One night, Lily woke from a dream and whispered to the stars, "You're not waiting anymore, are you?" A gentle breeze stirred the curtains. The air smelled faintly of lilacs. And in that moment, Lily smiled. Because sometimes, when love is true, it never really ends. But what happened when Lily found Bella's old collar hidden behind the headstone? What secret had Marlene left behind for her loyal friend? That is a story you won't believe. A week after Bella's burial, Lily returned to the cemetery alone. The sun was just rising, brushing the gravestones in soft gold. Dew clung to the grass, and birds chirped high above, unaware of the heartache resting quietly beneath the earth. Lily knelt by the two graves, Marlene's and Bella's, carrying a small bouquet of wildflowers and the leash Bella had used during their short time together. As she gently set the flowers down, her hand brushed against something strange at the base of Marlene's headstone. A tiny metal latch, hidden beneath a loose piece of carved stone. Curious, Lily lifted it. Beneath it lay a small, weather-worn tin box. Her heart skipped. She opened it. Inside was a photo, an old Polaroid of a younger Marlene smiling, holding Bella as a puppy. A small, handwritten note was folded beside it. In faded ink, it read, "To the one who finds her, she's not just a dog. She's my heart. Please don't let her be alone. Love her. And tell her I'll wait, just like she did for me." Lily's breath caught in her throat. Tears blurred the words as she pressed the note to her chest. It was as if Marlene had known. Somehow, she had known Bella would come looking. That she'd keep waiting. And that maybe, someone kind would be there to take over when she no longer could. In that moment, Lily understood. She hadn't rescued Bella. Bella had rescued her. From loneliness. From fear. From growing up too fast in a world too cruel. She returned home and placed the note in a frame. It hung above her bed, next to a painting she made, Marlene, Bella, and Lily together, walking into a field of light. The story didn't end there. Inspired by Bella's devotion, Lily and her family began volunteering at a local animal rescue. They adopted senior dogs, opened a small shelter on their property, named it Bella's Haven. Over the years, hundreds of forgotten animals found their forever homes, each one carrying a piece of Bella's spirit. People would ask Lily why she worked so hard for creatures most had given up on. Her answer never changed. Because one old dog taught me that love never gives up. On the 7th anniversary of Bella's passing, Lily, now a teenager, stood once more at that same grave. She whispered through the wind, "I kept your promise, Bella. You were never alone. And now no one else has to be." The wind stirred. The wildflowers around the grave rustled gently. Some say they heard a soft bark echo through the trees. Others swear they saw a silver-haired woman walking with a dog by her side, just past the horizon, where the sun meets the mist. But Lily only smiled, because she knew some bonds can never be buried. The end.